Oh, there we go. It's not showing anything though. Oh, all right, connecting. All right. Happy Friday. We are finally live. Sorry for the technical difficulties, just story of my life when it comes to doing these live streams and it just deciding to not wanting to connect. So we have been connected now, and it is time for my 30-minute open office time where I open up my virtual office to you to answer any of your marketing questions. So if you do have any, drop them in the comments and I will get to your questions as soon as I can. If you are watching this as a replay, still feel free to drop a comment of a question that you have regarding to marketing or business, and I'd be happy to answer it for you. So, all right, let's just make sure. All right, looks like we are streaming. We are functioning. Give me one moment. Let me see if I can share this into some other places. Let me copy this. All right. So we live on YouTube exclusively today. Like I said, technical difficulties, but usually YouTube doesn't give me any. I think it's just because I waited too long to get started and my computer is probably just slow. But we are here and we are live. So let me go ahead and share this real quick on here. All right. Boom. All right. So welcome to my 30-minute open office time where I open up my virtual office to you. This happens every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Might change the time, but as of right now, it's been every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I've missed like 1 week only due to a holiday. Actually, 2 weeks, I think it was. But either way, I am here and it is time to answer some questions. So let's jump right into it, right? So the first question I got is, let me see, audio is all working. Yeah. The first question I got was, what are some ways to get more organic reach on Instagram? And so it is very difficult to get organic reach on a lot of these social platforms, as a lot of them have become pay to play platforms because they need to make money too. And they have the audience that you're trying to get in front of. So they want you to pay to get in front of them. But if you're looking to get more reach organically, here are a few things that you can do. The first thing is tagging your location, right? So either the city or the venue, location, restaurant, business that you're at. And so that way that will get more reach. A lot of times I like to use the city. So that way it'll even get more reach overall because anybody that searches for that specific city and is looking at that location, you have a chance of showing up in there compared to just the business. If you just do the business, then it's only going to really show to people that are looking for that business. So I would tag more of the location as far as the city and the state that you're in. That way it will get more organic reach there. The other thing is to tag other people in your post. So if you photographed other people, there's other people in your videos, tag them if you know them, right? Tag them on there because what are they going to do? They're more than likely going to share and be like, oh, check it out, I was in the video. And they're going to go ahead and share it to their audience, which is going to give you more organic reach. So the goal when it comes to getting more organic reach is ultimately to get people to share it. So that way more people will see it. And that's why with like Instagram stories, it's great to tag people on there because people will automatically get the notification, and it's pretty easy for people to go ahead and just share that into their stories. So if they're also active on social media and you tag them, it's a good chance that they will go ahead and share that to their audience, which will help you get more organic reach and possibly get new clients. So that's what I would suggest for getting more organic reach on Instagram. You can utilize hashtags. Some people say that they're dead. Some people say that they still work. I'm not really sure. I don't get much reach from the hashtags themselves. Typically, it's just from the locations, uh, the copy that's in there, and then people sharing stuff. So, all right. We're still working. Looks like it's still working. We're still streaming. Perfect. Let me just make sure that. Where I just got totally kicked out of the software that I was using to stream. That's so weird. So weird. Um, all right. Well, it looks like the show can go on. We are still streaming here on YouTube, so let's keep it going. This has been a rough day so far. Let's go. All right. All right. So some of the challenges that I read about. So the first one, like I was mentioning, is visibility and time to devote to marketing with zero budget. So when it comes to visibility, first is where are you trying to get more visibility, right? And what does that mean to you, right? So more visibility can mean different things to different people. But ultimately they're looking to get more eyeballs on their business. And so how can they go ahead and get more eyeballs on their business when they don't have a budget for marketing? And then it sounds like they're also restricted on time to devote to marketing. And so if this is your business, you have to devote time to marketing, right? Because if you're not marketing, you're dying, right? Because there's no way that you're going to continue to grow your business if you're not putting things out there, whether that's flyers, brochures, you spending the time since you have no budget to go out there and market yourself, market the business. So some of the things that you can do with no budget is you can go out and network, right? Or if you're looking to do more things online, you're going to have to spend more time online, right? And find these ways, right? So instead of, maybe just allocating 30 minutes, maybe you block out an actual 2 hours to create all your social media posts for the week, or, even longer, depending on how fast you can do it. With ChatGPT and AI, you could likely create a bunch of content rather quickly. And the hard part typically is creating the actual graphics, which AI can also help you out with that as well. But you want to dedicate specific time. So biggest thing is going to be blocking out time on your calendar, like you do for your clients, like you do for your prospects, right? Because if a client calls you and needs to talk to you, or a prospect calls you and says, hey, I want to do business, guess what you do? You drop everything and you go and take care of that because you want the business, right? And so if you want to continue to get that business, you're going to need to dedicate specific time to your marketing and advertising. And so If you want to get more reach, you're going to have to spend more time on social media, on the platforms, whether that's on LinkedIn, whether that's on Instagram, whether that's on Facebook, or even if that's even going to more networking events in your local community, maybe even uh, doing a partnership with another business, a complementary business where the two of you can work together to in order to get more eyeballs, right, and leverage each other's audiences. So there are ways that you can market your business without having to break the bank and get more visibility. So yeah, if you don't have time to devote to marketing, then you're going to have a problem. So definitely find the time to devote to marketing and get that more visibility out there. The next biggest challenge that I read about was measuring ROI. It's so hard to know what's really working, they said. Absolutely. It's hard to know what's working because a lot of times you're just throwing a bunch of shit on the wall and trying to figure out what's working. You don't have a way to track what's working and what's not working. And that's because you have no tracking process implemented into your advertising. So one of the biggest things that people do is they do like these magazines and newspapers, right? What are you going to track? What are you going to measure? How are you going to measure it? You're going to be like, oh, well, I didn't get any phone calls from it. How do you know you didn't get any phone calls? The phone calls you did get, did you ask them how they heard about you? So if you're looking to measure ROI, you have to set up ways to track and measure those things. So, for example, if you are running an ad in a newspaper or a magazine, instead of having your website address on there, you know, comebuyMyProduct.com, how about you have come buy my product special offer or slash whatever the name of the magazine is, right? And it's a specific page on your website that the only way someone's going to get to that web page is by seeing your ad and then going, oh, let me go check out what's on their website. And they type in that web address and they go to it, or a QR code, and they scan it and it takes them to that page. Now you're able to measure how many people visited the page. And then if people visited the page, how many of those people turned into actual leads or purchased a product from your website. Otherwise, you have no way to know what happened, right? Because if you send all the traffic to your homepage, to your website, then it's just a bunch more traffic. And then when the leads come in, you don't know whether or not the leads came from you going out and networking. Maybe you have Google ads, maybe you have a Facebook campaign. Maybe someone just saw the newspaper ad and decided to go to the website and submitted their information, but you don't know that because you don't have things in place in order to track the ROI. And so another thing that you can do is within your contact form on your website is have the question, how did you hear about us? And then have a drop down of the ways that you are marketing, right? So if you are running Google ads, Google. If you are running Facebook ads, Facebook, Instagram. If you are running a newspaper, put the name of the newspaper there. If you're running a magazine, put the name of the magazine there and then put other and have them be able to type it in. But have the specific marketing channels that you're currently using. And that way they can just select from the drop down instead of having to, type it all in. If it's not one of those channels that you're currently marketing in, and they hit other and they'll type in how they heard about you. Maybe it was a referral. All right, but you have to set things in place in order to be able to track your ROI. And if you don't have things in place to track and measure, then you're not going to know what your ROI is on your campaigns and your marketing. All right, let me see if we're still streaming. Okay, it looks like we are still streaming. It says excellent connection. I have no idea what's going on because it is not streaming through the software, it looks like, but it is using the camera. So this is crazy. But the quality looks really good. So I'll have to figure that out. All right. The next biggest challenge that I read about is my biggest challenge is getting my webmaster to give me access to my admin site on my website so I can do updates. Keeps giving me the runaround. I hate when I hear about these things. This is one of the biggest things that I can't stand about marketing agencies and marketers, and particularly web developers that do this shit, is they hold their clients hostage, right? Like, why is this person not able to get their login to their website? Why are they not able to go in and make the updates that they want? Right. So more than likely this person paid for the website, it's their website, but it's hosted by the webmaster, and the web person there doesn't want to give them access because they want to control everything. Not only that, it's not specifically a control issue, it's specifically a money issue. They want to be able to continue to charge them for making these updates and changes. um, and it sounds to me, based on them wanting to get access to their own website so that they can make the changes themselves, they want to make the changes themselves. They don't want to spend the money with this person in order to make those changes. And so, as a business owner that's going out there, and if you're looking to create a new website, make sure that, at the end of the day, the people you're working with aren't looking to hold you hostage, and are willing to go ahead and give you access to your own website. And so one of the ways that I do this, so I build a lot of websites through Webflow. And one of the ways that I do avoid this problem is, a lot of times, sometimes I'll have the client actually create the account, and then I get access to the account. And that way I build everything out within their account, and they don't have to worry about anything at all. And that's it. The other way I do it is I create it within my design portal. And then at the end of the day, we either host it there and just give them their access to it, or transfer the entire site over to them and they have their own account. But ultimately, you want to be able to have access to your website, because if you want to make changes like this person does, they're not able to. And it sounds like it'll probably turn out to be a not too pretty situation for them, because they keep getting the runaround. So it's extremely frustrating for the business owner to do this. And one of the biggest things that I pride myself on is helping business owners have ownership of and access to all of their online assets, right? Not just their website, but then there's also the Google Business Profile. A lot of business owners don't have access to the Google Business Profile because the marketing agency that they hired when they started the business was the one that created it, and they never gave them access to it. And now it's been like 10 years, and now they don't know how to get a hold of them. And again, everything as a business owner, you have to get access and ownership of all your web properties, and then be able to delegate the access, and then know who you are working with, and know that you are working with reputable and trustworthy people, so that they don't go and run off with your stuff. It happens. I've heard of, some agencies will hold them hostage until they pay up for a contract that maybe was going sour. It's really bad out there sometimes. So my thing is, just be careful. If you're not sure, work with a consultant like myself or someone else that has a lot of experience in marketing and is able to help you select who to work with, right? Like, so as an agency, I don't offer everything, but as a marketing consultant, I'm totally able to help you understand what's going on, who to trust, what they're saying, what they're not saying, questions to ask, so that way you are working with the right vendor for your services that you need for your business. So, yeah, those are a few of the challenges there. A couple more. Actually, I got another one. Oh, wow, this went kind of quick today. I know it took a little while to get on, and I think we're still live. It still shows that we're live on YouTube. So let's keep it rolling. If you just joined, this is my 30-minute open office time where I open up my virtual office to you to answer your questions. So if you do have any questions about marketing or business, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will answer them for you. If you don't know who I am Jose. I am the owner of a company called Recon Media Inc. We are a digital marketing agency that helps businesses generate more sales and leads online through paid advertising on Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and a few other platforms. So if that is something that interests you, feel free to reach out. All right. So the next question, or next situation, I guess, is this person believes they said, I am even more convinced branding is not for small business. And so they're saying that as a small business, you don't need to worry about branding. And I couldn't disagree with that more. because branding is like, it's where you start, right? That's your foundation. And so what I think what happens is a lot of businesses go to these uh, branding companies or graphic design companies to get logos and get everything set up, because they'll do the logo, they'll do the color palettes, the fonts, the typography, the website, the brochures, the flyers, all of that sort of stuff is typically what a lot of branding companies like to do. And then they'll be like running a branding campaign. And so when it comes to a small business, you don't need a full like branding campaign. You definitely need your logo, you need your website. I would definitely encourage to have a full branding guidelines. So your logo, how to utilize the logo, have the logo in multiple versions, one that's black, one that's white, one that's color, one that's inverted. So that way you have it for any type of asset. Then also you should have a color palette, right? So what are the colors for your brand? And then there's also the fonts. And so you have your logo, your colors, and your fonts that you utilize for your brand. And that way it keeps consistency across everything from your website to your flyers to your brochures to your business cards. It all is consistent with the same look and feel. That is the branding part of it, right? Like you're looking to create a feeling, a connection with your ideal customer, and a way for people to remember who you are. All right. And so one of the biggest things is when I talk to small businesses, especially some smaller contractors that really haven't gone into branding and really building out their business, is who's your biggest competition? And then they'll name a name. And I'll be like, well, why are they so big? Oh, because I see them everywhere. Well, why do you see them everywhere? Oh, because they have these vans and they got their logo all over it. Boom. Right. That's it right there. You see them everywhere because you see the logo everywhere. That is branding, right? People see the logo, they're like, oh, that's interesting. And they'll go and look into it, right? And they'll see it and they see it and they see it and they see it and they see it. That's a branding part. Part that a lot of people have is, well, how do I measure branding? How do I measure the branding? And one way to measure the branding is to actually utilize your Google Analytics and Search Console. Right? And so within analytics and Google Search Console, you'd be able to see how many times people searched your business name and went to your website, or even just searched your business name within the Search Console. It'll show you how many times that name was searched. And so that's one way to kind of measure your branding is, are we seeing more people searching for our brand online? Right? Because you're out there promoting your brand and seeing that people are seeing it everywhere. Are people going online and then searching for your brand? I know that when I do more advertising and marketing and spend more time out networking, I see an increase in my brand searches on my website and in my search console of people searching for my brand. And so that is one way to measure your branding. I don't think you have to worry as much about measuring the branding, right? You want to measure is your actual marketing that's generating you new business. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to small businesses, you are looking to generate more revenue, not looking to generate more eyeballs on your logo that looks so pretty. You're looking to convert those people into actual business. And that's where the branding helps with creating that consistency. So someone goes, sees a social media post, has the same look, color, feel, logo on there and everything. Then all of a sudden they see your van driving down the street, same look, color, feel, and everything on there. So it keeps it very consistent across everywhere. You see a flyer for them, same look, color, feel, logo, everything's very consistent, right? So that is the branding part. There's, what do you want to measure there? Like, there's not much to measure there. Like I said, the one thing to measure is going to be, are people searching for your brand more often because of this, because of what you've done? And if the answer is yes, then you're winning, right? So, so branding is not just for big businesses. Branding is for all businesses. So, all right. So that is, wow, that's brought us to 30 minutes already. think we've been live 25 minutes or so. I had a 5-minute delay this morning, this at the beginning, because of some technical issues, which still seem to be going on. We're still streaming though on YouTube, so glad that that's still working. And I appreciate you showing up and checking me out for my live stream. This happens every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I open up my virtual office to you to answer any of your marketing questions. If you're watching this now or watching a replay, feel free to drop your comments, your questions in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer it in next week's session. So I appreciate you being here, and thank you so much. And until the next one, peace.